3, 2, 1.
Check it out.
So while he does that, I'll start covering some things. So Ronald, y'all know he gives class on investments and things like that, risk management. And today his class kind of coincides with Apes for Change. So Apes for Change, their nonprofit is Life Literacy. And so some of the stuff that he's teaching about today actually came from Apes for Change work from their website. They have some awesome stuff, which they can explain a lot better than me. Meta, can you mute your mic, please? Meta World? Thank you. But we have a couple of board members here from Apes for Change, and they can explain a lot better than me. Hafu and Stonk Vision are here. Stonk Vision, if you want to go ahead and kick it off, explain a little bit to them about y'all, and then we can Hafu talk about some of the stuff before we get started.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm with Apes for Change, and of course, Hafu with Apes for Change. This kind of just dropped on my lap. I don't know what to say right now. But yeah, thanks a lot, Queen. Thanks for putting me on the spot. Appreciate it.
Sure, no problem.
But, yeah, so we just got done doing an anti-human trafficking campaign where the people in this Discord actually, and I want to shout out you guys. I don't think I've been able to formally thank you guys, but we set out to raise $3,000 for human trafficking awareness, and we ended up raising about $12,000. It was $12,100 in 3 weeks, so that was pretty intense. And then the other day we had partnered with the International Fund for Animal Welfare, and we completed that campaign as well. So big things on the horizon. And the one of the space calls over on Twitter, they're having a contest that's a paper trading contest to see who could get the most gains in like a week or something like that. So we'll be giving out prizes and stuff to first, second, and third places for those guys, as well as next month we're doing it was a domestic violence awareness month, so we'll be doing a decentralized campaign this time, where people around the country and around the world are going to find their domestic violence shelters and give them food and diapers and formula and stuff like that, or donate that stuff. And we still have to iron out all the details. There's a lot of changes going on in Apes for Change right now as well. We're looking to move Apes for Change from Florida over here to California. So that's something that we're working on. Yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot. Like, yeah, it's more work than what it sounds. Yeah. And then we're also looking for a treasurer as well. Somebody who's good with finances. So if anybody in here wants to accept that challenge, by all means, please hit myself or Loki or Hafu or Bride of Hafu or Jody or Maverick up. And we can, or if anybody wants to help, if you just want to volunteer, we've got plenty of spots to do that too as well. But yeah, it's been a hectic year because we're growing, not so much in the charity side. We're still able to do a few charity things, but the administrative part is what we've been primarily focusing on this year. And it's been more of a challenge than I think we had thought. So that's that. But speaking of administrative stuff, Hafu here is our secretary, and he's the main architect of the Life Literacy program, and he's had a lot of input. So what's up, Hafu? That's if he wants to talk.
Well, hi, I like I said in our chat, I have a few varying levels of sickness running through our house, so I'm going to have to be brief. But yeah, so life literacy is literacy means competency. life is really complicated. It's really complex. So I love what you did there, Stomp, with the open invitation, and I love what Ronnie's doing, and I can't wait to learn some financial literacy because, yes, despite life literacy and the stuff on our website being amazing and awesome, financial literacy is an area that I definitely need to improve on and grow on, and so I think that's the whole point of life literacy is to make a community-driven approach to avoid the school of hard knock approach that a lot of us had to go through. And, I heard it recently, the analogy that Peter Pan is like this magical boy who doesn't want to grow up, but eventually we all have to grow up. And the goal is to just not grow up and to be a Hook. We don't want to grow up into Captain Hook. But so life literacy is finding competency to navigate the complexities of life. And then also, maybe you're really good at that. And so the next step would be to rediscover the child that you left behind in that process. So that is life literacy in a nutshell. apesforchange.org. There's a whole bunch of wonderful printable resources. I highly recommend everybody checks it out. And I thank you guys all for being a part of my journey. And I can't wait to hear what Ronald has to say tonight or today. Sorry.
Very, very nice. Ronnie, are you ready?
Well, I'm trying to get into the class on my PC while I'm also in on my phone. But to be honest, I'm having trouble finding it.
So you would just go to the same area on your computer. You just go to the same area and click on the voice channels and then class session. Can you be in on both at the same time? I don't know. I only ever had this on my phone. Do you see it?
Well, I see. The problem is the class schedule on my PC.
Well, you're going to go down to voice channels.
Oh,
and
okay.
Session. At the very bottom should be, it's say the voice channel, and then you click on the class session.
It will boot him from his phone if he selects the voice channel on his PC.
I'm sorry, what does it look like?
It will boot him from his phone if he selects the voice channel from his PC. You're only allowed one at a time per account. Per voice channel.
Okay, then maybe I should jump out of my phone first and then get on the PC.
Okay.
Sorry about this.
No, you're good.
No, you're. Hey, Queen, are we all supposed to be muted?
Yes. So
Okay.
you mute
Okay.
yourself just to stop from any background noise, and then but you're more than welcome to speak. Just keep yourself muted, for other speakers to prevent any background noise, and then whenever you want to speak, just unmute yourself and speak. We absolutely encourage people to participate, whether it's speaking or typing in the channel here for the class. Oh, I just saw Doc. I just saw that. No, only one at a time. Okay. So while we wait on that, so yes, Apes for Change. I've known Sunk Vision for ever. And low key, they're absolutely amazing. As you know, we've worked with them on, many different endeavors. They will for always and ever be a part of our server. And I love that they have life literacy and that, competency of life. Hafu covered it. It's, covers everything in life, being able to get through hard situations and emotional things and financial literacy. Everything kind of falls under it. And since we deal with finances, we kind of wanted to take some of their stuff from their website and incorporate it into ours and give them an opportunity to speak about their nonprofit. And it's just, they also do all these extra endeavors, like Stonk was talking about, and it's just absolutely amazing. We will always and forever partner with them, and I'm super excited because starting probably in November, we will do another GoFundMe. Normally we just do one GoFundMe a year, that's it. We did do an extra one this year because of what happened with Doc Holliday, which, by the way, we raised $6,345 for Doc. So that's like absolutely freaking amazing. I'm so proud to be a part of her and all the amazing things. Y'all just really stepped up on that. I'm so happy. But normally we only do one a year. And we partner with Apes for Change. They do what's called an Ape-Miss, Christmas Ape-Miss. And all over the world, different people collect toys, and they'll go to the AMC theater and collect toys from there, and talk about the nonprofit and things like that. And so we're excited to do that. Since we are mainly just all online, none of us are really together anywhere. They have different people that are together in different areas. We don't really have anyone that's together here. So we just do the GoFundMe, and then I go shopping. Your camera is on A4C. Your camera is on. I can see everything going on.
I'll take a burger, please.
There you go.
Give me one too while you're at it.
So we will do the GoFundMe. I post all emails, all correspondence, all receipts, all pictures of toys. I will ping last year when we did it, I had to see how many toys it was. I just had to. I set them all up in my living room and took a picture of it. It was a lot. We raised a little over $1,000 and our goal was 500. So I'm super excited to do that again. And we take it to a women's shelter it's women with their children that were abused domestically. And so that's where we donate the toys every year. Super excited to do that again. I know we're going to kick butt on that. But yeah, Apes for Change is always and forever going to be a part of the server, and we're always going to partner with them on different things that they do. I'm so happy and proud to be a part. Doc said thank you so much to everyone that donated and also reached out. My wife and I are very grateful for what y'all did. Yeah, Doc was in disbelief for a while. he was in that denial phase. He was like, no way y'all are doing this. No way that much money has been raised. It took him a moment. But I got an opportunity to speak with his wife too, and let me tell you, they were very, very, very grateful. I don't know, and it was amazing to witness that. And so, dang it, I'm gonna cry, Doc. Don't make me do that. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties today, y'all. Promise we'll get it going soon.
I think I got it.
Okie dokie. Are you able to share your screen with your PowerPoint? I cannot walk you through that because I have only ever had this on my phone. That's why I partner with Kron doing classes. He shares the PowerPoint. He's better at that techie stuff than I am.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Let's see. It shows loading.
Yeah, it shows that on mine too. This stream has ended.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
On your picture, it says unstable internet.
Yeah. Welcome, Ahmedi and A4C. I'm not quite sure how you would want us to pronounce that. I know y'all are new to the server. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties today. It happens. If it were me, it would be worse. I'm worse at the techie stuff. I can't. I'm on my phone. I don't have Discord on my computer. Who can mods? Who's here? Doc, can he email you the presentation and you put it up for him? Or Sleepy? Or Reaper?
Can you hear me? I'm not sure, but let's see if I can share my screen now. Did that bring it up?
Yes, we can see it. We are live.
Okay.
Nice job.
Yes.
I probably never would have gotten it. We would have sat here forever if it was me. All right, I'll let you take it over, Ronnie.
All right, thanks. Sorry for the difficulties, everybody. As you know, I'm an old guy, and sometimes I'm technologically challenged. Okay. For position sizing and risk management, I'd like to go back to basics for the benefit of young folks, teenagers, young adults that are just getting started, maybe have a small account. How do you get started? How can you live paycheck to paycheck and still get rich? Well, it starts with building your emergency fund or / opportunity money for the future. Budget for your future, for your children, for paying for college, for trade school, etc., whatever. But the purpose of the budget is so that you can live and say yes to proper spending. It also gives you the opportunity to see where your spending is maybe out of hand or a little too large. And through your own decision making, you can decide what's an appropriate expense and what isn't. Okay, for your emergency fund, there's a crazy statistic that something like 68% of the American population doesn't have $400 for an emergency car repair. Well, that's probably a good place to start. So humor me, get yourself some cold hard cash, put it in your freezer in a Tupperware container or a box or an envelope, someplace safe in your house. But increase your cold hard cash every month and keep that growing. It will come in handy whenever you have an emergency to cover. Okay, if you're employed by somebody that has a 401k program, get a copy of the plan, learn how it works. When the company matches dollars, whatever you put in, figure out how to get their contribution matched to yours all 12 months of the year, because if you take too much in the beginning of the year, you actually won't get matching money at the end of the year, or you may go over the legal limit and they have to stop taking it out of your paycheck anyway. It's just details. Learn the details. Okay, first step is to open a personal brokerage account. This account is where you make your trades to feed your other accounts. This account is going to be taxed. Be aware of that. And this is where you maintain your risk management to grow your balance. The idea is that you want to have very little at risk while you still have maximum opportunities in the trades you make. This is where you'll have an account to transfer cash to pay for upcoming tax obligations as well. And to go back to the gentleman that spoke just before we got started, this is part of the life lessons of learning financial literacy. It's a process. It's not something you can do overnight. Okay. The next account you open will be the Roth IRA account. And this is the #1 target for gains from your trading brokerage account. And it's first account to make deposits into. And why do we want to do that? Because you do not pay tax on the legal amount deposited based on your income, and you do not pay tax on the withdrawals within legal limits when you retire. So you have no tax obligation on the money going in or out. That's the benefit of the Roth IRA. So do your own research through discussions with your tax preparer. They are usually a great source of information and can help you out greatly in this process. And the reason is it's literally a gift from the U.S. government. They don't allow your deposits to be taxed, and they don't tax your withdrawals. It's a great first way to invest your money. But also keep in mind that when you make a deposit, you're not supposed to take that money out until you do retire. That's my big caveat. Okay, personal IRA account or spousal combined IRA account, depending on your marriage situation, or single. This is your second target for gains from your brokerage account. This is where you do the research on long-term investment opportunities. For example, join the Due Diligence for Dummies class on Sunday afternoons and find some of those diamonds in the rough for the long-term benefit. Research the dividend-paying stocks to place on your wish list. That way you have an idea of companies you want to invest in, so that when you get money growing in your personal brokerage account, you've got an idea of what you want to buy when you deposit that money into your long-term retirement account. Okay, rules for trading. This is a big one, folks. Before you take a trade, you must have a plan consisting of 4 things. Yes, this is kind of a repeat from one of my previous classes. It's still extremely important. You have to know your entry point, stop loss, and profit targets, #1 and #2. If you have no plan, make no trade. Based on your thesis for a trade, make rules for yourself to limit your losses and allow your profits to rise. The math is simple in trading, but you have to do the math to determine your profit targets. You have to do the math to determine your stop loss, based on your individual risk management. And we'll get into that calculation in just a little bit. If you risk $25 in trade, you have to have a hard stop at $25 on each and every trade, period. You have to do the math to determine your profit targets on your trade thesis, like based on the support and resistance levels or supply and demand zones, whichever term you want to use. Or if it's in your long-term portfolio, you want to have like a 6 or 7% down stop loss. And you also want to have a plan that if you're going to hold this stock for life, for example, one of the crazy stories I heard just a few weeks ago, a lady that I know is about to get an inheritance, and her mother was given $5,000 in McDonald's stock, Ronald McDonald, in 1978. And the stock adjusted dividend reinvested $5,000 in 1978 today is worth something like $4.5 million. It's just nuts. But she's never taken any of the money out. She's always reinvested the dividends in McDonald's stock, and it's just grown exponentially over the years. So that's the kind of plan you want to have for your long-term portfolio. Okay. Ron's rules of trading. No plan, no trade. Stop loss keeps me in the game when my thesis is wrong. Take the loss, admit you were wrong, and take the emotions out of the trade. Look for the next grade A setup and move on. Never violate the stop loss. These are my rules, by the way. Never violate the stop loss to average down. Your thesis was wrong, so get out of the trade. Adding more money to the loss is violating your risk management. You just turned one trade into two trades. The value will continue to go down because your thesis was wrong. Learn this lesson early. It will save you a lot of pain and heartache, and it will prevent you from blowing up your account. Another one of my favorite rules, no one goes broke taking profits on a trade. Where do profits belong? In my pocket. Do the work to find the grade A high probability setups, chart candles from your analysis, and from you learning the history of a particular ticker. For example, Queen likes to concentrate on SPY. She knows that bitch one side and the other. So that's her specialty, and that's what you need to do. Pick a specialty. It could be any stock that trades options or trades shares. Next is keep a trading journal. Write down your thesis, your entry price, stop loss, profit targets, and profit and loss results to review when things go right and to review when things go wrong. Figure out what your mistake was and take what the market gives you. Don't force the trades. That's a big one for me as well. Take what the market gives you. Don't try to force it. She won't cooperate. Okay. More rules for me. Do more research for the long-term portfolio potential assets, therefore my wish list. Keep the losses small so your profits cover them all. That's one of my favorite rhymes. And do the math. Don't blame the market for my failed thesis. My thesis was wrong. Move on. Always enter options contracts on a limit order because market orders are taken at the ask price or above. When you exit an options contract at the market price, it will execute at the bid price, meaning the lower side. If you use limit orders in and out, the market makers or other traders will take that nickel or dime profit from you to fill the market order, and they'll do it every time. So if you do the math on the Greeks of the options trade to know the actual value of the options contract, then you can make your limit order execute at your price, not the bid or the ask. And my last goal or last rule is increase the balance of my account every day. Okay, for your trading discipline, make and follow your own rules. But it's your choice what rules you want to operate by. But do the work. If the market says your thesis was wrong, get out of the trade and move on. If you follow one ticker to start and you do paper trades first, for example, you begin to understand what affects the price of that ticker. Learn what outside forces cause that ticker to go up or down. If you learn to spot the specific conditions that make the stock price move up or down, then you can anticipate when the stock price will move in the directions that you can profit from. For example, calls when the price is rising and puts when the price you anticipate is going to fall. Then you can adjust your position size to increase your profit margins in each trade. So if you take that $5 risk trade first, when you see that your thesis is correct and the price is moving in your direction favorably, you can buy more contracts and bring your stop loss up above your original entry price. And then as the price rises, move your stop loss up, and when you get to your first profit target, then move your stop loss up again, so that you're taking what the market gives you and you're increasing your profit margin based on lower risk because your position is now in the money. And I encourage folks to paper trade until you have a 70% win rate before you trade any of your own money. That's just a very conservative position for me, because that's important that you take paper cut losses, but you're grabbing handfuls of cash on as your price moves in your favor. Okay, the importance of taking profits. This one is really big, folks. I don't care how much you invest per trade, just do it based on your budget. When your position is positive, profits on common shares or in the money contracts, take the $50 or the $100, put it in your pocket. This is how you grow your account in size and build your wall of wealth one brick at a time. You don't have to be greedy and go for that $500 trade, $1,000 trade. Start small, build your confidence, and build your account. But keep it going in the positive direction and avoid those losses. This is how you grow your balance over time. A $100 profit target is $25,000 per year based on 250 trading days. So put the profit in your pocket. Just $100 a day is a nice side hustle for 25 grand a year. So put the profit in your pocket. Okay, this one is kind of detailed. A more conservative approach for a new investor. If you're new to trading and investing, You may want to invest in a DRIP or dividend reinvestment program. Many companies have a DRIP program available for dollar cost averaging on a monthly basis. You can pick a stock or even an ETF, electronically traded fund. Based on your research, you pick what you want to invest in. I started with $50 a month in February of 1981. And I increased that to 100 and then, grew it even more over time. But this way, you're doing it every month because it's automatically taken from your checking account and put into stock. And you even get partial shares when the stock pays dividends. It all goes back into stock and just reinvests itself over time. Some of the DRIP program examples are Southern Company, SO, Johnson & Johnson, AT&T, Verizon, Visa. Those are all examples of companies that have DRIP programs. So if you do your own research to find these gems, it becomes even more meaningful because each quarter the stock will automatically pay a dividend that's reinvested in additional fractional shares from the very first dividend payment and as long as you own the stock. Okay, tax is a big deal. Consult your tax accountant annually and so that you know the difference between the tax rate on a long-term gain or a short-term gain, and both are taxable at different tax rates, different percentages. Learn about the tax code, how it affects your income, and what the cutoffs are for the different tax brackets. As you go up in your income, the tax rate also goes up. Okay, do the math, not the meth. This is part of the discipline of your trading. If you have that $100 profit target per day, that's 25 grand a year. 150 is 37.5. 200 is 50 grand. Doing the math is easy here. A $500 per day profit target nets you 125,000, and at that point, you could quit your job and just live off of your trading profits. Okay, here's a little more detail. Can I make this bigger? There we go. Okay, a swing trade position size calculation based on a $50 risk per trade. Your risk unit, or $50, divided by your entry price minus the stop loss price. And that equals the number of shares. So our formula is R divided by EP minus SL equals the number. So if the entry price is $10 and the stop loss is $9.50 and you're risking $50, you would have a 100 share purchase and your position size is $1,000. So if you tighten that stop loss up a little bit, where you're still risking $50, but you take the $10 entry price minus a $9.75 stop loss, then your formula is 50 divided by 0.25. That would be 200 shares or a $2,000 position size. Your stop loss is tighter. This just mathematically shows that if you're taking your risk seriously and you do these calculations, you're going to have more conservative positions and you're going to have paper cuts instead of big losses. So by selling 50 shares at profit target 1 of $12, I'm sorry, got ahead of myself. The profit target 1 and 2 should be 1 times your risk and 2 times your risk. This is in my rules. So the first position or profit target is the formula is going to be entry price times the number of shares plus 100, and that's N1, and then N2 is 200. So the $10 entry price times 50 shares is the $1,000 position plus 100 bucks times 1. I'm sorry, yeah, 50 shares, excuse me, is therefore $600. 600 divided by 50 equals $12 share price for profit target 1, and profit target 2 would be multiplying by 200, coming up with a 700 total. Therefore, the 700 divided by 50 is a $14 share price for profit target 2. So if you make this entry and you purchase the $1,000 position, you could have all of those targets entered as profit target 1 for 50 shares, profit target 2 for 50 shares, and have your stop loss in there. Open the position first thing in the morning and just let it ride. You've got your profit targets in, and it'll execute automatically when you get there. And if your stock price drops down to $9.75, you'll stop out, but you only have that $50 loss. So that's the mechanics and the math. Okay. Swing trade position size calculation based on $20 per risk per trade. And I'm using small numbers for the benefit of making the math easy, as well as showing young investors that yes, there's risk involved, but here's a way that you can do it even with a small account to get started. Excuse me just a minute, I got to get some water. Okay. $10 entry price, 200 shares is a $2,000 position, plus 100 is a 2,100 target. Therefore, the 2,100 divided by 200 shares is $10.50 per share for profit target 1. $10 entry price times 200 shares and $2,000 position, plus the 2 times risk of 100 gives you a 2,200 target. Therefore, 2,200 divided by 200 is an $11 share price. So it changes the numbers for profit target 2 from the previous example we looked at. And then selling the 100 shares at $10.50, that's $1,050 back into your account. Raise the stop loss to $10.50 or enter a trailing stop loss as the share price rises. Sell the other 100 shares at profit target 2 of 11. That's 1,100 back in your account. So the swing trade netted $10.50 and 1,100 back in your account, a $150 profit margin divided by the $2,000 initial price gives you a 7.5% gain on a $25 risk position. You can set your profit target numbers in the order on the screen when you enter the trade. Therefore, the entry process can play out while you're at work. Okay, I got a little smart ass comment down there. This time do the math for the $20 risk position given above. Okay, Option contract position size. Again, based on your risk tolerance. So you pick your number. I currently use a $200 risk in my trades, but a $50 risk, contract price $225, stop loss price $2. One option contract represents 100 shares of the underlying stock. So your risk divided by contract price minus the stop loss times 100 will equal your position size. So the math is 50 divided by 0.25, the difference between your entry price and stop loss, times 100. Therefore, it's 50 divided by 25 would be 2 contracts. Okay. If your risk tolerance is $100, contract price $215, stop loss $2. One option contract represents the 100 shares of the underlying stock. Therefore, the risk divided by a contract price minus stop loss times 100 gives you 100 divided by 0.15 is the 100. Therefore, it's 6.66 contracts. So the conservative position would be 6 contracts. Degenerate players like myself would probably go 7. Okay, trading account risk management. Any single trade should not exceed 3% of your account balance. So if you do the math, if you have a $10,000 account, then your risk per trade should not exceed $300. And therefore, you do the math for the position size. Any single trade should not exceed 3% of your account balance. If your account's 50 grand, then your risk tolerance per trade shouldn't exceed $1,500. Okay, I'm going to see if I can adjust my screen here for just a minute. Okay, averaging down is never a good idea. If you do the math to calculate the percent recovery necessary to cover the following losses, here's a chart showing the percent loss and then the percent to recover. So if you have a 5% loss, you have to have a 5.26% increase to break even. If you have a 10% loss, you need 11% gain to recover to break even. 20% loss, you have to have a 25% gain to break even. Then you get to 30 and 40, a 50% loss, you have to have a 100% gain to break even. This is why averaging down isn't a good idea, because mathematically it kills you. If you have a 90% loss, you need a 900% gain to get your money back. That's not making any profit. That's just to get your money back. Okay. I want to emphasize this, not to brag, folks, but I want you to see that if you practice good risk management over the long haul, you can make a lot of money in your account and have a lot of money when you're ready to retire. In the 9 years since I've retired, I've taken $450,000 out of the account. $60,000 per year. That's a $5,000 a month side hustle income from my IRA. The current balance in my IRA is still well above the account balance on the day I retired, June 30th of 2014. I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to say if you have a long-term mentality and a long-term focus and do your rules your way with a good risk management, it's possible to get similar results over time. So that's what I'm encouraging and saying, what's in your wallet? And you add to it in tomorrow's trading without a loss. I still use a budget, but I don't suffer from too much month at the end of the money. I keep my losses small so the profits cover them all. Okay, any questions? Sorry I went through that kind of fast, but I was hoping to get at least a little bit back on schedule.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
What's paper trading?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, what's paper trading?
Sorry, could somebody else say it? I'm getting a fuzzy response on that.
What's paper trading?
Oh, paper trading is something you can do online, a brokerage company, like on Fidelity or Robinhood. Most platforms have a paper trade where you can have an account of say $1,000 and you pick stocks and you make purchases, you make sales, options contracts, same thing. You can buy and sell balance that's in your paper trading account. It's not real dollars, but it gives you the opportunity to study one particular ticker so that you learn how it moves, why it moves, which direction it moves based on good news or bad news. And you can see that over time you have a particular win rate. So if you make two trades and one goes positive and the other stop loss takes place, you have a 50% trading average. So you would paper trade and keep track of your numbers in your trading journal so that you can see that you're getting better at picking the right direction at the right time and you're making money doing it. I recommend getting your average up to 60-70% before you even think about trading real dollars. Someone else?
Whoever asked that question, I also had the bot print out the technical. If you look to the, I don't know if you're new, if you look to the right hand side, you'll see this little chat icon, and that's where we send messages for the class. And I had the bot type out the technical description of it, and also asked it for some good paper trading platforms, and it shared some. So if you want to look in there and read that as well. Anybody else have any questions? You can talk or you can ask in the text part for the class.
Yes. The first thing is you need to understand what you did with your trading to lose that much. Because whatever you were doing, you weren't doing right direction or the right time. So you need to reevaluate how you trade and what you trade, because what you have done so far is losing. So to prevent that losing, I think your first step would be to tighten your risk management, decrease your risk per trade, and start executing at stop losses so that you don't get to that 50% loss. I have stop losses set in my long-term account at 6 or 7%. I change those numbers periodically based on the stock's movement or what I think is going to happen in the market. Yes. But what I'm trying to show is that for the long term, if your trade stop loss is, $50 based on your number of contracts you've purchased, then when you hit that stop loss, your thesis was wrong. Recognize you were wrong, take that loss, but get out of that trade. That's the long-term benefit is you suffered a paper cut, not 50% of your account. So managing your risk means that you take a reasonable risk on each trade, but if your thesis was wrong, get out. Look for a better grade A setup. If the stock or the options contracts start going in favor of your direction, then you can move your stop loss up to ensure that you keep a profitable position while the volatility is going on. I posted in the Discord that I bought WBA, which is Walgreens, at 48 cents per share, per contract, a week and a half ago. And Friday, I hit a 96-cent price, which was a 100% gain. So I sold 20% of the position, moved my stop loss up to 80 cents, and it triggered for half of the contracts, half of the original purchase. And then the price went back up. But I had additional contracts. So yes, I got my 100% gain. Then I got, about a 50% gain for half of the position. But now it's back in the money again and back in the 90s. So by executing that strategy and stop loss, I guaranteed that half of the position was profit, actually more than half because of the 20% I sold at the 96. So I'm guaranteed to be in the money. I've got still 5 contracts left. So on Monday, I'm going to use those as trailers and see how far the stock price goes down and take some more profits. But it's executing strategy in advance to protect myself. Does that make sense? Okay. So we do the quiz? Dang it. Can you see my screen now? Or did it
Ron, I
close
have one question for you.
Okay.
So I love your rules, and I think I look at it a lot as like if you want to learn anything, you gotta read about it or you gotta learn about it. If you want to be healthy, you gotta wake up every day and work out. You have to do the work. You have to, as you say, execute your plan. And so the question I have in that is, there's a lot of debate on risk management for the investing communities that I've been a part of and talked to, and I, as someone, how did you put it? As an older dude, I would use the term chronologically gifted. As someone who's chronologically gifted, we have to be careful with our risk because the dragon of chaos and the clock in his belly is after us. But for those who are, let's say 18 years old, just getting into the workforce, I've always recommended buy what you believe in, because even if you're wrong, by the time you retire, it won't matter, because those things that you were right on will be so right by the time you retire that it won't matter the things that you were wrong on, and you will have bought things that you believed in. So I guess my question is risk management based on the chronological gift or lack thereof?
No, it's the gift of time. The gift of time and compounding. You're absolutely right. Buy something you believe in. Do some research. Check the financials of the company. Personally, I've benefited from the expansion in price of Apple, but currently I don't own any. The reason is I took it to a high price from a low price, and I cashed out because I believe unless Apple does more innovating, coming up with new ideas, new products beyond phones, their earnings are based on a 3% decline in the last quarter. So I think Apple's hit its apex and it's about to do some falling. And quite frankly, I've made a little bit of money on puts with Apple in recent weeks. So I don't believe Apple is going to expand or increase its stock price until they come up with something new. But for the long term, pick a company you believe in, but do the research, be aware. Okay, shall we do the quiz? Queen, how about
Absolutely.
you keep track of the answers? And
I will
I'll
track
do
the
the
points. You just let me know who gets the answers correct. Because I don't want to mess it up. I'm still learning too.
Okay. Okay, what is the purpose of a budget?
Can you see the chat where they put answers?
Let's see. It's the little.
We
I
got
can see a few there, but I can't see. Whoever said budget to live and say yes, whoever said that first gets it.
Dang it.
budget to live. So manage. Will we accept that?
What was the response first?
Manage money.
Oh, no, that's not it.
No.
No, I would give it to person who said the ability to say yes. Yeah, to be able to say yes. I think I'll foot him. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
No. Besides,
Whoever said that first, you get it.
Okay, besides Ronald, who was speaking right now?
UPS guy.
Oh, I know his voice. I didn't recognize. Okay, so Apu got that point.
Okay.
Okay, next question.
Okay. Which long-term savings or brokerage account is funded first? Okay, there's the answer. Roth IRA.
Okay. Rookie got that one. Okay, question.
And that's because there's no tax on deposits or withdrawals within legal limits. Like, for example, if you're unemployed but you have a bunch of money, you can still deposit, I think it's $6,500 in a Roth IRA. Okay. Next question. If you have no plan, you should have what? No trade. That's correct.
Rookie got that one. No trade was correct. No plan, no trade.
Yep.
Next question.
Okay. Who is responsible to determine the trading rules? You. First
Apu
one that got you.
Yep.
Apu?
Apu got that point. A lot of you
Cool.
are getting it correct, but it's just the like a lot of them are getting it correct. It's just the one that gets it typed out quickly. Lord Jin said the one.
Yeah, the wife. And the next one was, I'm a smack you. Yeah, I like that. Okay, it's you. Okay.
Okay.
Your account has $2,000. What quantity of options contracts is appropriate for an entry price of 50 cents, stop loss of 40 cents, with a risk management position of $40? Okay, the right answer is 400 contracts or 3% of your account balance.
Crown Light got it then.
Yeah, because this question is kind of tricky because yes, the right answer is 400 contracts. However, based on your 3% limit in your long-term account, you would only have $60 in the trade anyway. So the 3% answer is technically better than the 400 contracts. And which is actually my tiebreaker question for if your account has 2,000, is a $200 options contract position appropriate or too large for your trading rules? Correct. It would not be inappropriate.
So Crown got that one. So three-way tie. We have a three-way tie. But I got a tiebreaker for them. If you don't have a tiebreaker, I got one for them. They better freaking know.
Okay.
Or I'm
Go ahead.
shit. Because last class they didn't know, so they better know. what's the acronym we said plan stands for? This is the tiebreaker. What does plan stand for? What's the acronym? LOL. Yeah. Y'all are horrible. I'm so mad. I'm gonna kill y'all. Preparation, levels, action, no regret. He talked about plan over and over. Preparation, levels, action, no regret. I'm gonna like send this to all of y'all in the DM and pin it. Proper long accumulation, no regrets. So preparation, and when you do your preparation, you gotta have your what? Your levels. Your levels are your stop loss, your price targets to sell, etc., etc. And action, then you need to take action because a lot of people freeze, right? And then no regrets. If you follow your plan and you end up being wrong, that's okay. You shouldn't have any regrets because you followed your plan. We're all going to be wrong sometimes. So preparation, levels, action, no regrets. I'm going to ask every class so somebody gets it right. So I'm just saying. So we still have a 3-way tie. I guess we will give it to everyone. Let me look and see because this is the end of the quarter. So somebody is fixing to win $300. So let's see. Crown Light, Rookie, and Hafu just got an award. Let me see who. Let's see. Let me count the little trophies here. Who is winning the $300? Okay, let's see. So MRB had one, SNE had one, and then let's see. Somebody check for me. MRB has one, SNE has one, Doc has one, Doc had another one, Crown Light had one. Not Brother, MRB, Danglewood, July, August. Dang, is it gonna be SNE? Oh, okay. SNE had two, Doc had two, MRB has two. SNE has 3 now. Dinglewood 2. If I'm not mistaken, it's SNE. Maybe the $300 winner. This will be the second time he wins, and he's not in class today, huh? Let's see. Oh, but Crown Light won today, so that's 2. Holy crap, I think SNE won the 300. I'll have to go back and double check, but yeah, because this is our quarterly cash prize right now. And then Doc was Doc and MRB were runner-ups. MRB 2. Sorry, there's 700 names to scroll through.
Take your time.
I know we're running. We're already over
No,
time.
I meant you. No. I'm so damn funny. Even when I ain't funny, I'm funny.
Arpoon had one. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Sned's gonna take the 300. I need to double check, but it's showing that he has 3 wins for July, August, and September. So he's not in class today. Dang. So Sned may be our $300 prize winner. I'll have to double check, but nice. And then MRB and Doc were the runner ups because I was looking through the awards. So yeah, but good job today, Rookie, Hafu, and Crown Knight. Y'all each. So we did a tie. Y'all did really, really good today. Ronnie, thank you so much for today's class. It was like freaking awesome. I always, always, always love when you teach class. You have so much information. You break it down to where it's so comprehensible for anyone from an 18-year-old to a 50-year-old. Like everybody can understand what you're talking about and where you're coming from, and your passion shines through as you speak about these topics. And I love that you pulled some stuff from the Apes for Change website and work with them on that. Apes for Change, thank you for everything you do and allowing us to be a part of your endeavors. And we love you too, Hafu. And with that, enjoy the rest of y'all's Sunday. Thank you, Ronald. You are the absolute best. I love it. Enjoy the rest of y'all's Sunday, and we will see y'all tomorrow in the trenches.
Cool.
All right. Did you have any closing remarks, Ronnie?
No, I'm good.
All right. Y'all
I
have a
just
good rest.
hope everybody got benefit.
Oh, people always benefit from your classes. They're always a hit. I love it.
Yes,
All right,
we
y'all
did
have,
benefit. Thank you.
y'all have a good rest
Thank
of your
you.
Sunday.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.